What's up, everyone? It's once again MP4Podcast.com. You know, it's right around that E3 time. Nintendo's getting ready to show their stuff, even though they're not really going to be at E3. They're kind of doing their own show. You know, we're going to have the Microsoft show. The PlayStation 4 is probably going to be showing off a little bit more at E3 and so on. Nintendo's trying to get their, their foot out there and saying, hey, this is what we got. However, it doesn't really seem to be that interesting from my point of view. And I think Nintendo does need a change of management. And I'm not saying they have to get rid of everybody. Maybe they should make Reggie the CEO of Japan or something like that, because the company does seem to be going in somewhat of a weird direction, in my opinion. Right now, what Nintendo is doing, they'll let you demo the newest games at Best Buy. This actually isn't a bad idea, to have people actually go to the store and try it out. But I don't know if they're doing this, but I also think that those games should also be available for people who have the Nintendo Wii. So they don't even have to go to Best Buy. Maybe they got friends coming over their house or so on. And also those people can even have a better experience at home playing these games. And then, go on, forums, YouTube, whatever, talk about these demos that they're playing. But trying to get a really good experience and, or even trying to get a chance to play these games at Best Buy if there is a long line, it could be a hit or miss for some people. So I think this is a good move by Nintendo. I just hope they also make those demos downloadable for people that own the Nintendo Wii. Now, Sonic is now an exclusive to Nintendo for, I guess, the Nintendo Wii for, I don't know, they signed a deal with Sega. This is kind of a good thing for Nintendo, but kind of maybe not, because Sonic hasn't really been that great since it's gone 3D. Some people will say that the end of Sonic was really right after Sonic 2 on Dreamcast. Like, that was the last good Sonic game that was in 3D. However, the last two good Sonic games that I remember, could be wrong about this, was Colors. That was for the DS and the original Wii, not the Wii U. And those Sonic games actually got pretty good reviews. And I played the DS one, and that was actually really good. Don't get me wrong, I have played the other DS Sonic games that are the 2D platformer ones, and I really do enjoy those. Even the Game Boy Advance ones were a lot of fun. But the ones that ended up on Xbox 360, the PS3, the Kinect ones, they really weren't that good. And one of the reasons because of that, I don't think Sonic has really matured into the 3D realm that well. He's more of a 2D platforming character, more or less. So, he moves too fast where sometimes he doesn't work that well in a 3D environment. But it can be done. It just has to be done the right way. It's a very hard character to do in 3D. But if this game doesn't pan out well for Nintendo and Sega doesn't deliver a really good 3D experience for Sonic, I mean, this is just going to look bad on the Nintendo Wii. Now, if it is good, it can make the Nintendo Wii, a system that people will start to think, hey, they want to buy this, because there are a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog fans out there. Now, this is some good news for Nintendo Wii. I know I'm covering a lot of Nintendo Wii news, but it just seems what people are talking about on the blogs and everything. Yakuza 1 and 2 will be on the Nintendo Wii for HD. Now, I know people that have played 1 and 2, and they say that these are really good games. I believe the third one is on PlayStation 3. But it would have been nice if they got the third one on the Nintendo Wii as well. It kind of feels a little bit awkward if you don't get the full story. Now, I could be wrong. There could only be 2 Yakuza games. I haven't played any of the Yakuza, but from what I remember, I think there was 2. The original one for the PS2, there was 2, I think, came out at the end of the PS2 lifespan, and then there was a third one for the PS3. But I could be wrong, but I never played those games, so if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. So, what am I looking at right here? I'm looking at the blogs and stories I want to talk about. EA doesn't have any games in development for the Wii U. This isn't really a good thing. I know a lot of Nintendo fans will say, well, you know, they don't care about EA games. But you have to take it from a different point of view. There's millions and millions of people who are casual gamers who will buy any console, and a lot of times they'll want a sports game. They'll even want Madden. You know, they'll want a basketball game like the NBA 2K series. They'll want baseball, hockey, soccer. I mean, they want something to play. If you don't have any of those games, I mean, it makes your system less attractive to somebody else that wants possibly to buy your system. So, you know, if you're not like a huge hardcore Mario or Zelda fan, then you may consider something from Microsoft or Sony. You know, maybe you like Mario, maybe you like Zelda, but maybe you're not a super hardcore fan, and you may be like, you're telling your other fans, well, you know, I really liked Final Fantasy or some other RPG. It's like, oh, maybe I'll try that, you know. So hardcore fans will always probably pick up the Nintendo systems, but casual gamers they can move around from, you know, Nintendo to PlayStation to Xbox, and they're not really tied to any one console. You know, we've seen proof of this before. I mean, when Nintendo was top dog with 8-bit entertainment system, people got tired of waiting for the next console from Nintendo, and a lot of people jumped ship over to the Sega Genesis, or, you know, what they call it in Europe and in Japan, the Mega Drive system. And, you know, that gave Sega a huge boost. We've also seen that with the Xbox 360. You know, the PS2 was a really good system, but it was 6 years, all right? And the Xbox was fresh. It was, you know, it had a lot more power to it. The graphics were better and so on. A lot of people are like, I don't want to wait, you know, 2 years for the PS3. So, you know, I mean a year or so. So I mean, you know, the Xbox is coming out, right? The Xbox 360, because you heard about it in the news. So it's gonna be out in a year, and then you're like, well, you know, PS3 is gonna be out in 2 years. So you're just like, I can't do 24 months. So, you know, what I think Nintendo has to do is somehow change some of their marketing. They have to start doing some other things to get this system moving. They have to drop the price of the Nintendo Wii. I think that would be a really good start if they drop the price, even by $50. You know, and maybe just come up with some other tools that would help promote the Nintendo Wii. I mean, this is just going off the top of my head. You know, the Wii U isn't really a weak system. I know it's not probably going to be as powerful as the Xbox 720 and the PS4. Of course, I mean, you know, I just don't, the numbers there are just not there for the CPU and GPU. But why can't Nintendo build in a virtual recorder for lower end virtual games, right? Something like you know, like what Sony's doing with the share button, where if you downloaded a Nintendo 64 game, or if you download a Super Nintendo game, where you could record bits and pieces of that, and then even put in a video editor where people could do live commentary. That would actually help promote the system, help people talk about the games who don't have any hardware. Like, I'm using my laptop, I'm using Sony Vegas, I'm using my Yeti, which also has a, you know, the blue pop filter. So there is a huge investment in my, you know, my little entertainment, you know, YouTube setup here. But if Nintendo could get the fans talking about some other things or what they like about these other games, they can get the word out there from just everybody out there. I mean, just everyone, just not people who just, you know, I like making YouTube videos, you know, let people know that they can give their opinion. And I really think Nintendo should do away with this, you know, claiming videos on YouTube and so on. But anyway, guys, this has been MP4podcast.com sign out. If you guys have any comments or any input or different ideas, let me know in the comments below. Once again, guys, you guys have a good one. Later, guys. Bye.